Everyone, welcome to the Eric Show. I'm your host, the most controversial one, Eric Moser. Everyone, today's topic on the Eric Show, the most controversial talk show, is Misbehave Children. Really, I know I did a episode back in season 2 or season 1. This is my kitty right here. Sorry for interrupting, kitty, but she's gonna be one of my guests today. So, kitty, I heard you are Misbehave Kitty. Is that true? You don't want to talk? Okay, kitty don't want to talk. So, let's just ignore kitty. She right there if you want to say hi. But let's get back to Misbehave Children. I know I did an episode in the past, season 1 or season 2, on parenting. This is Misbehave Children. Alright? Now, there are a few reasons I think children are misbehaved, and I put them in 3 categories. You may agree, you may disagree, but these are the categories that I put together why children might be misbehaved. So I put disorders, I put bad parenting, and I also added unknown parenting. Alright, so those are the 3 groups I think are the reason why children are misbehaved. So, we have to take a commercial break right now, but when we come back, I'm going to explain disorders, bad parenting, and unknown parenting. Those 3, I'm going to explain what I mean. I'm going to give you some examples for each one of them. And I also have some tips on how to get better. Alright? All for you. Because you peeps are wonderful, so I have tips, I have reasons, and I have my opinion, so we can all debate and all have a conversation on Misbehave Children. So, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, I will tell you and explain more on what I mean in each category. Thank you for watching The Eric Show.
Ignored me.
Put them in her mouth.
Sure
So,
thing.
like, she has one, you're getting excited just talking about it.
Hi. You want me, Debbie?
Welcome back to Misbehave Children. So, what is going on with them? Alright? Remember, I said misbehave children, not selfish children. 2 different things. Alright? People think of, when we talk about misbehaved children, they probably talk about either spoiled or selfish children. Alright? But not necessarily. Not all spoiled and selfish children are misbehaved children. Alright? Some children, they have something, and I'm not trying to give them an excuse to be misbehaved. I'm just saying, maybe it's not their fault. Like I said, I gave you 3 categories why children are misbehaved, in my opinion. Disorder, bad parenting, and unknown parenting. And I put my opinion in those 3 categories, so this will be a blah 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 blah. Because if I didn't categorize them, then you'll be talking for a very long time. Alright, so I put them in 3 categories just to group them up. Alright, and the first category was disorders. Alright, disorders are like ADHD, autism, those kind of disorders. And I mentioned the first 2, ADHD and autism, because those are 2 of the biggest disorders, right? 2 disorders where the children may be misbehaved. They may not listen to people. But in case of autism, it's not their fault. Alright? It's not their fault that they can't listen to their mom or dad or anyone else. It's not their fault that they have to focus to one specific thing. It's not their fault, is what I'm trying to say, as you know this. Alright? and ADHD is not also their fault. I'm ADHD or ADD, one of those two. I get them too confused. I'm ADHD or ADD, one of them. And I know because since I have it, alright, I know that we all are, we need to keep moving. We can't just sit still and just do nothing. We have to do something. As you see, if you are one of my peeps that watches the air show, I'm always moving my hand, I'm moving my foot, I'm always moving something, I'm always moving, period, because that's how I am. I can't just not move, alright? We all have to do something, not just move and just do something. We all have to do something. We can't be bored, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so that ADHD, so to have a disorder, you might be misbehaved child because of your disorder. Alright, if you didn't have that disorder, you might not misbehave. So now thing to fix disorder is to work with the problem. Sorry about that. Work with the person, alright? You have to truly work with the person, I think, alright? Because people, here's the problem with disorder, alright? We work with the disorder and we don't work with the child, the person that have this disorder. Working with the disorder, we are just working with science, or we just working with the disorder and we getting to know the disorder and stuff like that. But we are not working with the person, and I think each person is different. As you know, throughout being a peep of the Eric Show, which my peeps are amazing, you probably know that I always say the people, we all are different, alright? Our inside may be different, alright? We may have different sized hearts, and we may have different kind of blood sample for our personality, our uniqueness, our sameness, or just our humanness is different. I don't care how many therapists you bring me to. We are all different, and we have to work on the people, not the disorder. Alright? So work on the people. Alright, for example, maybe we need to set goals with the person, alright? We sit down and say, Tom or Maria, just sit down with our child and say, you know what are some of the goals you like to be? Or what are some of the goals you like to do? Do you want to clean your room once a week? Do you want to get good grades? Just sit down with your child, write down goals, hang it up on the wall so where your child can see it every day. Your child goes to, okay, these are my goals, I'm going to try to work on it. And if he or she does that goal, he or she gets one up to that paper, Mommy, Daddy, I did a goal, and it will just make that person feel really happy and feel really good about themselves, and that will kind of help on having him or her behave a little better. Alright? And along with the goal, only help your child when needed. I think that's another huge thing about parents, is we help our children when, anytime. Alright? We should only help our children when needed. Alright? When they need to get help. And if they are afraid to ask you, you should know your child, right? For the most part, you should know your child. Alright? So you should help your child when only needed. So make goals with your child and help your child needed. Alright? First we talked about disorder. Now we're going to talk about bad parenting. Now the second group that I made were bad parenting. Bad parenting, I consider one that may be called the Misbehave Children, because bad parenting are those parents who just don't care, that don't care what their children do. And I'm not trying to assume, but for the majority part of it, it is the younger people that generally don't care about their children. They just want to have sex. And which leads me to another reason. Bad parenting are the people who get pregnant because they have sex with either a lot of people or always having unprotected sex. And oops, they're pregnant one time, but they really don't care about the child. Alright? All they care about is that boyfriend. Alright? And their girlfriend. So those are the bad parenting. People who don't really care. And those are the bad parenting. Now plan to about that, I mean, I don't think there's nothing to fix that besides if you wanna have sex but don't get a baby, I mean don't get pregnant, then 1, don't have sex, 2, have protected sex. That's all I can say if you don't want children. Alright, now I don't have any tips to help bad parenting besides stop having sex or have protected sex. Alright? The second group of bad parenting, the third category, has something to do with bad parenting, but it's kind of different. The third category is unknown parenting. And the unknown parenting, I created that category, unknown parenting, because some misbehaved children, they are misbehaved because their parents don't know what to do. They really don't know what to do. And that is why I call it unknown parenting, because the parents don't know what to do. Truly, they don't know what to do when it comes to parenting. So some of my tips and goals, some of my goals when I become a parent is to, if I don't know what to do, I would ask my mom or ask a family member or a friend a question about parenting, or I would get a parenting book. I don't believe parenting books because I'm one of those people who I think you can't teach parenting. Alright, it's their own separate, own kind of parenting. So that is what I believe in. I don't know about you, but I believe that you can't teach parenting. It is one of the hardest jobs that we have, but I personally don't believe you can teach parenting. So, but if you truly don't know something, then maybe go and read a parenting book. Or maybe how to be a parent dummy book, or one of those dummy version books. Just read a parenting book is all I can tell you. Some of my tips for you, if you are an unknown parent, then ask someone you know, ask a family member, ask a friend that is a parent, ask them a question. Alright, for example, say I am a parent and my friend came up to me and or say my friend is a parent and I'm a new parent, I would ask him or her, hey, something is happening and I don't know what to do. Should I do this or should I do that? What's your opinion? Alright, so ask a friend or ask a family member, or read a book, a parenting book. But I say, before you read a book, ask your family member or friend first, because they are parents. So ask them first before you read a book. So that was my 3 categories: disorders, bad parenting, and unknown parenting. So those are my tips, those are my reasons, those are my opinions. Now, this is the Eric Show. Let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, my final thought, plus what's up next for the Eric Show.
No. Welcome to iDebate Episode 2, Season 2, and I am Taylor Provost. Before we begin, I would like to say something about iDebate and having another season. Well, usually if iDebate wins the best talk show, then we will do another season. But this year I didn't get nominated for best talk show, so we won't be doing another season. Or are we? Yes, we are doing another season, but this time, Season 3 is going to be a part of EM Studios with 3 co-hosts. Now let's stop talking and start IDB. So let's be
back to the Eric Show, the most controversial talk show, along with the most controversial talk show host. So here are my final thoughts of the Eric Show. My final thoughts are, I can put my notebook and pen right here. My final thoughts on Misbehave Children is, don't judge. Really, that's my final thought. Really, do not judge Misbehave Children, because especially Misbehave Children that you don't know the children, or you don't know what behind other doors. Alright, for this is a perfect example. My door is shut right now, right there. Alright, not this door, but that door right there is shut. Alright, say I have a children. People out there don't know what I'm doing with my child or my children, so they shouldn't judge. I shouldn't judge what they're doing behind their door. They shouldn't judge what I'm doing. So those are my final thoughts. Really, don't judge. I don't think we should judge. Period. Don't judge famous people. Don't judge the president. Don't judge teachers. Don't judge anyone. Period. We shouldn't be a judging society. Don't judge. Okay. You know how I started the anti-famous action people movement. I'm starting to ban the R words, which, by the way, right here, if you want to ban the R words with me, just go to the facebook.com, search the Eric Show, ask for a ban the R words petition, and sign the petition to ban the R word with me. So, and I'm trying to ban the R word, or redefine the R word, is what I'm trying to do. Alright, I should make a don't judge, because really, we shouldn't judge. Alright, we don't know what's going on, we don't know the reason. Like I said, some of the reason in this episode, some of the reason may be because the child have a disorder like autism, where they can't listen because they're too focused on like a specific item or something, or they may not listen, or it may be hard to listen because of ADHD or something. So it's not their fault because of their disorder. Alright? Bad people with bad parents, it's not their fault. Their parents are bad parents and not paying attention. An unknown parent, it's not their fault that their parents don't know what to do, alright? Especially if it's a new parent, then it's especially not their fault, alright? So that's all I'm saying, is do not judge. Those are my final thoughts. Do not judge, please, alright? So my final thoughts, don't judge. Your homework is to, 1, do not judge anymore. 2, comment this video telling me your opinion on Misbehave Children. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Share your opinion. Share your opinion. That's your homework. Thank you for watching The Eric Show.